guys, Submoto here. So, we've got our bikes here. Part 3 of my Cafe Racer build. And, oh, by the way, this bike, like I've mentioned in other videos, is going to look completely different. Nothing like this. So, if you haven't caught the other videos, what I said was mechanics before cosmetics. Always. But anyway, so yeah, I was riding behind this really slow person today, and I got so fed up. I just, I gassed up and passed him. And the second I passed him, I just gave full power. I hear like a ping, and then it goes, and it got really loud. And I was like, what the hell? Turns out that the this piece right here, see how that's kind of loose? Right there. It seems I lost a screw. It just came out. I guess it was loose already, and it just fell out. Now this pipe is kind of rusty, and I want to paint that. Now I wasn't going to do that until I got to the cosmetic part of the bike. But the thing is, now that there's a mechanical issue here that I'm going to have to fix, I might as well take it off and clean it up and do it right and just put it on the first time around without having to take it off afterwards to paint it. I bought a Megaton exhaust system, so I'm going to get rid of this pea shooter. It's called a pea shooter when it looks like that, where it gets thinner at the end. Now the exhaust system is going to be really essential to the mixture, and that's another thing. I said in the last video we're going to look at the carburetor and all that, but there's really no point in looking at the carburetor if your exhaust system isn't in the order, because the exhaust system is going to determine the flow. The flow of the exhaust is going to affect your mixture. So one thing I noticed with this was that on the opposite side here, there's like I don't know what that is, and I think it's part of a gasket or something. Just kind of sticking out there, and so I think I'm gonna have to get a new gasket. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. Ah, jeez. I think there's one down here too, so I'm going to do that first. Let's see if I can remove that. Just get the last bolt out. That should do it. And that's a bolt there and a bolt there, and this thing should just come off. Let's see. There we go. That's it. We're going to be taking this upstairs, clean it up, take that off, put a new muffler on there, and that's it. I'm going to check out what the problem with the gasket is here. Because that thing here it is. I don't know what the hell this is. It looks like this might have been the gasket, the original gasket, and it's just completely fallen apart. So that's just. I hope that didn't get into the engine though, because that would suck. Here we are, and as you can see, there's a few reasons that I'd want to change or work on this. First of all, there's a lot of rust on this pipe, and as you can tell, it's in pretty bad condition. I mean, it's pretty banged up here and there. It's got some dents, paint coming off of it, so there's a pretty good dent right there. It's just not worth fixing it. I mean, like a Megaton muffler costs about $100, maybe, yeah, something like that. So let's start by removing this. First things first, whenever you buy one of these, a Megaton muffler like this, these are pretty cheap. And all it is a pipe. I mean, there's really not much to it. Now, the problem is, when you buy these, they have extremely bad quality material in them, like the muffling material. So the first thing you want to do, because if you just mount this on your bike, the material in there will actually only last like 2 weeks. It just burns, just completely burns out. So there's nothing left at all. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get some good material. which is specifically designed for mufflers. Every now and then you're going to have to put some stuff in there, if you want it to be quiet, that is. I mean, I know a lot of people that just ride with them and just never ever changed the material inside and just burned it out, and so basically it's just an empty pipe. Your engine will be louder that way for sure, but you know, that might be a problem depending on where you live. So this could be kind of tricky to get this out. Usually it's easier if it's already warm and you already burned it all off. But anyway, here is the material that they sell with the actual muffler, and this is really crappy stuff. It'll burn out in no time. As you can tell, there's hardly anything in there as it is. So I would definitely recommend, before you even mount this, get this thing out, take it out of your muffler, of your pipe, and put some real stuff on there. And then this is just garbage, trash. Use gloves. I know I'm not using gloves, and you want to pack that pretty tight, like that. And that way, you have more material at the end here than you do down here. Like that. Perfect. Just no real trick to it. And just use that wire to pack the new material on in there. There you go. So once you got the material on there, you just want to put everything back in the pipe. Just like that. And then you just put this back on. We've got the muffler packed, and everything is it's got good strong material in it, and it's going to last a lot longer that way. So the next thing that I want to address is this. In most cases, you'd have a pipe, and it would just stop there, and that's the end of the pipe, and end of story. But in this case, it looks like there is an extension in the pipe. The problem is that in this muffler, if you can't really tell, but there's like some material in there, or some metal in there that's gonna not allow that to go all the way through. It's welded on at the end here, and this is a double pipe. So I'm afraid that if I do cut it somewhere around here, that the inner pipe will be loose and might eventually break off, and you don't want that breaking off. So this is a good solid construction, and it seems to work pretty well. And I'm thinking that this piece might actually even work as a DB killer, or partially as a DB killer. It's going to be inside the muffler, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, let's see how that works out. That's perfect. Right there. It'll go all the way down here if I needed to. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is we're going to take some sandpaper, and we're going to go ahead and clean this up as well as we can. And that's before we actually paint it, just to get rid of all this rust and the worst of it. This part I'm going to use 60 grit sandpaper, and I've got some 600 grit also, and 1000 grit. Usually you want to use that for like really fine surfaces. It's not going to be that important for this. We'll see how it goes. But first of all, you want to get rid of like the worst of the rust. And like I said, there's a lot of rust on here. And so 60 grit is going to do a really good job at getting rid of most of that. But for the rest of it, it seems I can actually get away with using 600 grit only, because it's really just surface rust that's on there. And I think that should be just fine, because you don't want to get all the way down the metal. I mean, there may be some good paint in there that you can reuse. And as long as that paint sticks on there, you're not going to have flaking and stuff. So there's no point in getting rid of good paint. Okay, so I'm in the basement, and I've got this heat-resistant paint. And this stuff is kind of special because you don't need any primer with this. Especially made for ovens and stuff like that, and it's pretty good stuff actually. Make sure you're in a ventilated room so that you don't die. And normally you want to cover your face, which is probably why I sound kind of weird, with a mask of sorts. and you'd probably want to have a newspaper or something under where you're going to be painting. In this case, I really don't give a crap, so I'm just going to go for it. And you want to keep it at 25-30 centimeters distance, and just spray real light like that. Paint it in layers so that it doesn't run, and you let it dry for about maybe 5-10 minutes. Should be fine. And you can put another really thin layer on there. Sometimes you can let it dry for a little longer between layers, but make sure not to get too excited, because when you do, you will get runs. So now that we got the muffler full of the good quality stuff inside, and we've got the pipe all nice and painted, we want to mount the pipe first. So we take the pipe, and we're going to put that on the bike. And the reason for that is because it's actually kind of tricky to put the muffler on the pipe itself. It can be pretty tight fit. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. The times I've tried it, it's been pretty difficult, and therefore it's easier just to have it on the bike so that you can push it on without having to worry about scratching stuff up. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but at the beginning of the video, I showed you the old gasket. This is what a gasket looks like for a pipe. It's made of metal, and that's what was completely torn up on the other one. So I got this one, and we're going to put this in the bike, so we got a good gasket on there too. So before I put the gasket on, we want to make sure that there aren't any fragments or pieces of anything in there left, and we'll go ahead and put the gasket in there, and that fits perfectly right there. And then we're going to go ahead and just put the pipe on there. So what most likely happened was that I probably lost a bolt up here on the other side, and what that did was that it forced the pressure out on one side, which blew the gasket. So make sure to check your bolts every now and then. If you have Loctite, it's probably a good idea to use Loctite. And so this piece is going to push down the pipe onto the gasket. It's going to squish the gasket, and that should tighten everything up. Okay, so once you got the pipe on there tight, make sure everything's really tight, or use Loctite also, because there are going to be a lot of vibrations on these screws. This is the engine. This is what vibrates. So here's the next thing. When you buy one of these pipes, you're going to get some adapters that look like this. And these adapters come in different sizes. You've got 3 of them. And that's basically for, if you have a thin pipe, you can use all 3 adapters. If you have a really thick pipe, you can use no adapters, and so on and so on. They're pretty tough, actually, to work with. So this is where it gets exciting. I put 1 adapter on here instead of 2, and I'm hoping that when I tighten this, the 1 adapter will be enough to keep the pipe on there. Okay, well, that looks pretty tight. I don't think I can get any tighter than that, and it doesn't look like it's going to come off, so I won't need this fastening bolt. Besides, I don't even know where I'd put it. But the pipe is fastened down here, and it's fastened up here, and everything seems tight. I got the new gasket on, and I think it looks good. Looks exactly like my drawing. Looks pretty darn close to the mock-up I made. Actually, looks even better because it's further underneath the motorcycle. And on one of my other mock-ups, I've got the pipe way over there by the axle, and that's because I didn't think I could get it that far forward. But this is perfect. This is even better. So I'm really happy with the result. Looks good. So here we are. I just rolled on down the road, so as not to wake everybody up. It's kind of late. It's a weekday. Looks great. So now we're going to start her up, and we're We're going to hear it, and obviously the mixture is going to be affected by the new pipe because it's a straight pipe and there's less back pressure. And the mixture is already bad as it is because the previous owner just put a pod on there without doing anything to the jetting or anything. So I don't even know if it will start. You know, or flames are going to come flying, shooting out the back of it or something. I don't know. We'll see. But it's worth a try. There it goes. Wow, that sounds good, man. That sounds freaking amazing. I bet that's not going to do it justice at all. Wow, no back pressure at all. I wonder if that's even going to work. We might have to put a DB killer in or something just for the back pressure. Ah, that's beautiful, man. It's awesome. Low rumble. I bet you the GoPro's not going to pick that up though. Alright, take it for a quick spin. And warm up the pipe. Alright guys, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I'm not wearing any gloves, I know, but I'm not gonna really go anywhere. I hope that kind of showed you how to change the exhaust, how to mount a Megaton exhaust, and hope that helps you out. So remember to subscribe and ride, and I'll catch you all next time. Woohoo!